Welcome to the Town Board Reorganization Meeting, January 3rd. Please rise and salute the flag.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Emergency exits are to my right and back of the town attorney, and also the door you came in. Roll, please.
Councilwoman Simoji? Here. Councilman Morris?
Here.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Here.
At this time, we'll note that Councilwoman Doyle is absent. And Supervisor Purdy?
Here. Our usual way of getting through all the resolutions is to each of us do one at a time, going counterclockwise, and I'll start, and Damien will be next.
Oh, okay. I'll get you explain counterclockwise. Because I was going to sit here.
Okay, motion to accept Town of Amenia Rules of Procedure, Committee Guidelines, and Procurement Policy. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to establish date, time, place for scheduled town board meetings. Business workshop, first Thursday of the month, 7 p.m., except as noted in July. Regular meeting, third Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. Place Town Hall, 4988 Route 22, Amenia, New York, 12501. Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to establish elected and appointed official salaries as noted. Supervisor, $24,347. Councilmen and women, of which there are 4, $6,014. Sole assessor, $30,704. Justices, 2 of them, $18,181 each. Town clerk, $32,837. Highway superintendent, $60,791. Call for the motion.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. Now I do motions to accept appointments and salaries as noted.
No, motion to appoint.
Oh, I missed one. Motion to appoint Ian C. Lindars, Esquire, as town attorney. Do I read these numbers also?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. General, $200 an hour. Litigation, $245 an hour. Paralegals, $125 an hour. Legal assistance, $85 an hour.
You make that motion?
I make that motion, yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I just wanted to mention the reason we have Ian Linders instead of Scott Volkman, because Scott Volkman has been chosen to be appointed as city court judge for the city of Poughkeepsie, and he will be sworn in on Sunday. Vicki?
Motion to accept appointments and salaries as noted. Appointments with salaries: bookkeeper Marge Arnold, 22 hours per week at $26 per hour. Alternate per diem bookkeeper Lorna Sherman, $25 an hour. Bank reconciliation clerk for the bookkeeper Diana McPadden, 2 hours per month, $15.97 per hour. Treasurer to the Water District Katrina Gore Alexander, $3,927. She's salaried. Clerk to Water District to be filled, $3,927 salary. Town Court Special Prosecutor Hillary Thomas, $175 per hour. Attorney for Old Amenia Landfill per contract Kimberly Ray, Esquire, $200 per hour. Budget Officer for the Supervisor, $7,000 salary. Secretary to Supervisor Annette Culligan, $16.14 per hour. Typist Nancy Novak, $15.45 per hour. Code Enforcement Officer Michael Segelkin, 32 hours per week, $27.37 per hour. Building administration assistant for the PM afternoon hours, Katrina Gore Alexander, 16 hours per week at $18.30 per hour. Building administration assistant for the morning, Judy Westfall, for 16 hours per week at $15.97 per hour. Registrar of Vital Statistics, Dawn Marie Klingner, $10 per transaction. Tax collector, Dawn Marie Klingner, $5,958 salary. Bank reconciliation clerk for the town clerk, Nancy Novick, 5 hours per month, $15.45 per hour. Planning board secretary, Judy Westfall, 24 hours per week at $15.97 per hour. Zoning Board of Appeals secretary, Susan Metcalf, at 15 hours per week at $17.73 per hour. Alternate Zoning Board of Appeals secretary, $15.45 per hour. Planning Board Chairman, Robert Boyles Jr., $2,691 as a stipend. Planning Board and ZBA Attorney, David Everett, Esquire, $225 per hour. First Deputy Town Clerk, Nancy Luther, at $16.14 per hour. Second Deputy Town Clerk, Erica Howard, $15.82 per hour. Records Management Clerk, to be filled, $15.45 per hour. Assessor's Clerk, Donna Morrison, $17,143 salary. Data Collector, John Lloyd, $18.20 per hour. Chief Police Constable, Christopher Klingner, $17.74 per hour. Police Constables, Jason Dean, Dwayne Jackson, Francis Lansing, Abdur Mohammed.
There's different salaries for each of
sorry.
those.
Sorry about that. So Jason Dean and Dwayne Jackson will be at $16.30 per hour. Francis Lansing at $15.82 per hour. Abdur Mohammed at $15.36 per hour. Justice Clerk for Maureen Moore for Honorable Moore, $17,163 salary. Justice Clerk Dawn Marie Klingner for Honorable Divine, $17,163 salary. Highway Foreman Andy Wheeler, $24.38 per hour. Highway Laborers Darren Peterson at $23.87 per hour. Highway Laborers Paul Voorhees at $23.33 per hour. John Williams at $22.80 per hour. Driver Laborer Jay Spock, he's at $22.32 per hour. Highway Office Manager Judith Carlson at 15 hours per week at $16.63 per hour. Custodian James Morse, $15.76 per hour. Maintenance Mechanic John Scott, $25.86 per hour. Recreation Groundskeeper Sean Howard, $19.02 per hour. Assistant Recreation Groundskeeper Charles Mayville, $16.14 per hour. Videographer Public Access Mike Flint, $6,280 salary. Animal Control Officer Anthony DeBonis, $9,597 salary. Grant Writer Michael Haggerty, $28 per hour. Summer Recreation Director Kathleen Howard, $19.18 per hour. Do I hear a second for this?
Second?
All in favor? Any opposed?
Motion to execute agreement to spend highway funds in 2019.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to make the following appointments without salaries. Deputy Supervisor Vicki Doyle. Town Historian to be appointed, Deputy Highway Supervisor Andy Wheeler. ZBA Chairman John Metcalf. All Hazard Mitigation Victoria Parati. Records Management Officer Dawn Marie Klingner. Deputy Tax Collector Erica Howard. Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics Nancy Luther.
I'll second
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to approve $1 million bonding for town officials. Supervisor, deputy supervisor, secretary to town supervisor, bookkeeper and alternate bookkeeper each, town clerk and deputy town clerk each, tax collector and deputy tax collector each, code enforcement officer and administrative assistant each, zoning board of appeals secretary, planning board secretary, 2 justices each, court clerks 2 each, constables 4 each, highway department and deputy each.
I was superintendent.
Have a motion?
Second. Supervisors, there's 5 constables. 5 constables?
Did we not get the name?
You said 4.
Oh, there are 5 constables, Jim.
Okay. Okay, we
Just
just,
to note that.
I would just cross off 4 and put
Correct. That's
each.
what I'm asking. Oh, just put each?
Yeah, just
Okay.
put each.
Thank you. Sorry, I just was
No, that's okay.
not
We'll
covered.
just cross off the 4 and put each, and that'll cover everybody.
And who was that second?
I'll second.
Doyle. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to establish mileage reimbursement at federal rate of 0.58 cents.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to, go ahead.
Motion to renew contract SEBI Environmental Services, Inc. for water treatment, the Water District for $34,200 contractual.
Second.
Who, Damian? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to pay bills by resolution, utilities, postage meter, copy machine maintenance, rents, debt service, credit card, and employee benefits. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to name M&T Bank Corp., Bank of Millbrook, and Salisbury Bank and Trust Company the official depositories for town funds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion to designate the Millerton News as the official town newspaper. I'll make the
Second.
motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to authorize all boards to use tape recorders for aid with minutes with the understanding that the tape does not replace typed and accepted minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to accept town board appointments to standing committees and boards as noted. Recreation Commission, Councilwoman Smochi and Councilwoman Doyle. Amenia Housing Commission, Councilman Morris and Councilman Gutierrez. Enhancement, Councilman Morris and Councilwoman Doyle. Conservation Advisory Council, Councilwoman Doyle and Councilwoman Smochi. Emergency Response and Safety, Councilman Gutierrez and Councilwoman Smoji. Board of Ethics, Councilman Morris and Councilman Gutierrez. Kitchen, Councilwoman Smoji and Councilwoman Doyle. Water District, Councilman Morris and Councilman Gutierrez.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any,
I meant to say alternate to all standing committees is Supervisor Perotti.
noted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to designate emergency interim successors for Dutchess County Emergency Response. Council members Vicky Doyle, Damon Gutierrez, and Michelle Samaji. I make
Second.
a motion.
Damian. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to appoint Supervisor Victoria Parati to represent the town of Amenia at the 2019 Association of Towns meeting in New York City.
Second.
Doyle? I heard you first. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to authorize the supervisor's bookkeeper to do pre-ordered functions of vouchers, including math accuracy, checking for sales slips of delivery slips, and paid bills by municipal employee receiving goods, in addition to the town clerk's office reviewing all vouchers for monthly claims to be paid.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to authorize a charge of $20 on each check tendered as payment and returned for insufficient funds, including lost payroll checks.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm sorry. Motion to authorize the supervisor's bookkeeper to make certificate of deposit and money market investments of available funds.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion that RBT will perform the annual cash audit procedures as required in Town Law Section 123 and the Uniform Justice Court Act Section 2019A, and as described in the fiscal oversight responsibilities of the governing board published by the New York State Comptroller's Office. These procedures will be applied to the offices of the supervisor, town clerk, tax collector, justice courts, and water department for the year ended December 31st, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion that all monthly bank reconciliations of town clerk and town bookkeeper be made by an outside party.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion that monthly budget reports are distributed to all department heads, and the complete monthly budget report is distributed to the town clerk for public viewing by town bookkeeper.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion that the town board has the responsibility to authorize the attendance of all officers and employees at conferences and training sessions as required by General Municipal Law 77-B.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Number 29.
Oh, sorry. I'm still thinking about this last one. Motion to accept 2019 schedules for the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Planning Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to reappoint the following members to committee boards. Planning Board, Robert Boyles Jr. Chair, Anthony Robustelli, Peter Clare, Eric McEnroe, John Stephanopoulos, Matt Deister, and there is currently an open seat on the Planning Board. Zoning Board of Appeals, John Terry Metcalf, Chair, David Menegat, Paula Pelosi, Mike Chamberlain, James Wright, alternate Leo Blackman, alternate Tracy Saladay. Zoning Review Board, Leo Blackman Chair, Walter Brett, Peter Conte, Jim DeSimone, Andrew Durbridge, John Terry Metcalf, Nina Peak, Anthony Robustelli, Joseph Norm Fontaine. Board of Assessment Review, Steve Bernadette, Chair, Winifred Kucher, Vern Fish, Herbert Schwager, Anthony Robert. Recreation Commission Chair to be announced, Christopher Milano, Christopher Klinger, Linda Gregory, Peter McCaffrey, Scott Rousseau. Board of Ethics, Charlotte Murphy Chair, Jean Thornton Schwager, Carolyn McEnroe, Evelyn O'Connell, Lorenzo Schianoffi. Conservation Advisory Council, Michael Peak Chair, Mark Doyle, Maria Genovese, Lorenzo Schianoffi. Emergency Response Committee, Don Marie Klinger Chair, Victoria Perotti, Megan Chamberlain, Mark Christensen, Aaron Howard Jr., Marco D'Antonio, Mike Segelton, Christopher Klinger. Enhancement Committee Chair to be announced, Tony Castro, Eric Eschbach, Herb Eschbach, Marky O'Brien. Water District Committee, May Joan Chair, Marco D'Antonio, Norm Kea. Kitchen Committee, Linda Gregory, Evelyn O'Connell, Charlene Pollinger, Alan Gamble. Workforce Housing Board, Sue Gregory, Sally Cavallo, Joy Johnson, Lorenzo Sicanofi.
Second.
Discussion. Eric Eschbach, we appointed to chair last year. Is there a reason why? Did he say he didn't want to continue serving?
We had no idea he was chair.
He is serving as chair.
Okay, we can
Change that.
change that, just make him chair.
And Harvey O'Brien's last name, I believe, is O''Brien.
Ian? Okay, we'll make those changes.
Thank you. Good? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion that the town clerk maintains custody of all original records, minutes, contracts, grants, and documents from the committees, boards, and vendors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to appoint RBT as municipal CPA support.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adopt fee schedules for the town clerk's office and building department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to execute resolution number 1 of 2019, constables authorized to carry firearms.
And that resolution's in your packet. And I can hand it to you.
Has that been changed?
Nothing's changed from last year,
So I need to
just
read
the
it.
date.
Yes.
Resolution number 1 of 2019, authorizing town constable to carry firearms. Whereas the town board of the town of Amenia adopted town constable local law number 3 of 2007 on September 20th, 2007, and whereas pursuant to the town constable law number 3 of 2007 and resolution number 1 of 2010, the town board may adopt a resolution authorizing town constables to carry firearms while carrying out their official duties, subject to the constable complying with noted conditions. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the following town constables to carry the firearm identified in this resolution while carrying out his official duties as town constable. Constable Christopher Klinger, Glock 23, 40 caliber, Glock 42, 380 caliber. Jason Dean, Glock 23, 40 caliber. Dwayne Jackson, Glock 17, 9mm. And an S&W, MP 40, 40 caliber. Francis Lansing, a Glock 23, 40 caliber. Abdur Mohammed, Glock 26, 9mm, and a Glock 19, 9mm. Be it further resolved that the authority granted to the above-named town constable by this resolution shall be subject to the named town constable complying with the following conditions. A, the town constable must possess a New York State license to carry the authorized firearm pursuant to Penal Law Section 400 at all times and must keep proof of such license on file in the town hall. And B, the town constable must satisfactorily complete the Department of Criminal Justice Services basic course for peace officers with firearms and deadly physical force training and such other training as the town board and/or New York State law may require. And C, the town constable must provide the authorized firearm at his or her own cost. I'll make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to execute resolution number 2 of 2019, adoption of investment policy. Whereas the town of Amenia is required by New York State law to have an investment policy regarding such funds that it collects and administers through the year, whereas the New York State Comptroller's Office has provided towns with an improved investment policy as a guideline to adopt, whereas the town of Amenia wishes to comply with the law and the Office of the State Comptroller guidelines. Be it therefore enacted that the town of Amenia adopts the attached investment policy to take effect immediately. Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, we now have some other matters to take care of, namely the award of a bid for a truck for use by the town highway department.
Everybody got the packet today?
Yes, you could.
I got 6 prices on, for a used truck. This is to replace our 97 Ranger. The first one is a 2006 Toyota Tacoma for $12,500. Second's in 2008 Dodge Dakota for $12,995. 2012 Chevy Colorado for $12,995. 2012 Chevy Silverado for $16,995. 2011 Ram 1500 for $18,900, and another Toyota Tacoma 2012 for $21,767. I believe the best one is the 2006 Toyota Tacoma for $12,500. The total price for it would be $12,661. This price includes dealer fees, inspection. This truck has a, next page has a little description of it. It's got the Toyota's had recalls on the frame, has a brand new frame on it. It's always been serviced at the Toyota dealer, and the body's in really good shape. I budgeted $10,000 this year to replace the Ranger. So if you could, I'd like to take the $10,000 out of the truck line and take the remaining balance, $2,661, out of the machinery line.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the purchase of the,
Here's a resolution.
oh, there is an actual resolution. Oh. Okay.
Do you want me to read it?
First one.
Doesn't matter.
A resolution number 3 of 2019, award a bid for a truck for use by the Town Highway Department, whereas Highway Superintendent Megan Chamberlain requested written quotes for a used truck pursuant to the Town of Amenia procurement policy, whereas 6 quotes were received, whereas Highway Superintendent Megan Chamberlain has reviewed the quotes and has determined that the lowest responsible quote for a used truck is R&R Auto Sales, whereas the Highway Superintendent has recommended award of the quote. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Amenia does hereby award a purchase agreement for a 2006 Toyota Tacoma to R&R Auto Sales in the amount of $12,661, inclusive of registration and dealer fees pursuant to their quote. Be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized and directed to execute a purchase agreement between the town and vendor, together with any documentation necessary to register the title of the new vehicle, and that the highway superintendent is authorized to issue a written notice to proceed as soon as practicable thereafter. And you made the motion?
Doyle.
I
And
second it.
Michelle. Councilwoman Smoji.
Yes.
Councilman Morris.
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle.
Yes.
And Supervisor Party.
Yes.
Okay. And
Here's a second resolution.
And we have a second resolution for authorization to sell surplus highway department equipment, whereas Highway Superintendent Megan Chamberlain advised the town board of her intent to sell surplus town highway department equipment and vehicles pursuant to New York State Highway Law, Section 142.5. Whereas Highway Superintendent Megan Chamberlain has proposed to sell one piece of equipment at auction and has proposed a contract with Auction International, Incorporated international online auction service with substantial experience selling surplus municipal vehicles and equipment, which does not charge a seller's commission, and although no reserve is set, the town as seller has the right to reject all bids. Whereas there is one truck that the highway superintendent has identified to sell as surplus equipment as follows: the 1997 Ford Ranger. Now therefore be it resolved that the Highway Superintendent Megan Chamberlain is authorized to sell the 1997 Ford Ranger as surplus town highway department equipment in accordance with Highway Law, Section 142.5 with Auction International. Auction International Incorporated, 11167 Big Tree Road, East Aurora, New York, 14502, and to execute the online auction contract agreement for sale of government assets with Auctions International Incorporated. And be it further resolved that the highway superintendent and town supervisor are hereby authorized to execute any and all documents, including Department of Motor Vehicle forms and bills of sale, necessary to transfer the above vehicles to the successful bidder. Is there a motion?
Oh, motion. Oh, I thought you made the motion. I'll make the motion then.
I'll second it.
Councilwoman Samoji?
Yes.
Councilman Morris?
Yes.
Councilman Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Doyle?
Yes.
And Supervisor Perotti?
Yes. And I believe the town clerk has
Oh, I have
a
a report.
report.
Right?
Yeah, you're on.
Good evening and Happy New Year to everyone. This month, I'm reporting that for the month of December, remitted to the supervisor, the local share was $259. The total amount collected this month was $325. For the fiscal year of 2018, the DEC share was remitted to the supervisor in the amount of $592.95. That's of the $12,218 that the office collects. I'm in receipt of Tracy Saladay's letter of interest to remain on as an alternate for the ZBA. I'm also in receipt of one application for the planning board. Walter Brett, who's also on your zoning, has expressed an interest to go to planning. I have remitted to the supervisor one application for the water district clerk position that's been advertised. The 2019 county and town taxes have been mailed out. They were mailed out on Friday, December 28th. Payments may be made now in full up until February 28th without penalty. After February 28th, and I do accept postmark, the penalties will be as follows. For the month of March, there is a 2% penalty. Month of April, there is a 3% penalty. Month of May, there is a 4% penalty. And after June, when there is a 5% penalty, those payments are then remitted to the county directly. Something that you'll find on our website, and I'd like to encourage everyone to visit our website. You can go onto the top on the home page. We're trying to make our payments of our taxes extremely easy. In the top blue portion, simply click on Pay Taxes, and then it'll redirect you to a new screen. And in that area, you can simply type in just your last name or just the numeric of your address, and it will populate up. If you're 18, all of those that have an address of 18 will populate. Select your bill that you would like to pay, and you may pay online, or you can print it and send it in. The total tax collection this season that I'll be working with to collect is $5,309,670.63, of which the portion of the town will be $2,675,374.51. The portion of the town that I am paying is the general fund, highway fund, Amenia Fire, Amenia Lighting, Amenia Water, Wasaik Fire, Wasaik Lighting, and Amenia Library. I know a lot of us like to go through our checkbooks and locate our bills. It's very important that when you're sending in your bills, that you're sending in the tax bill in the correct amount. Payables, Dawn Marie Kligner, your tax collector. I cannot take your 2018 tax amount. I'll have to remit that check back. It's silly questions and people ask these questions, but these are things that I really do encumber during the course of my day, and I never want to have to send someone's payment back because it's not in the correct amount. So please look online. You can go back the last 10 years if you want to kind of compare your tax bill and see if you're looking to make a purchase here in the community or a second home here in the community. You can get an idea of where your taxes are, but just if you're looking to pay, please make sure you're paying the correct year. Also this evening, presented in each of your folders under the Other Matters folder, I am acknowledging receipt of the water laws. The amendments that have been made, they're all put in, and this is the final form that is being presented to the board for their consideration. Ian, do you have any additions that you'd like to?
Well, unless there's any further change, then we'll be prepared to draft a resolution at the next board meeting to adopt. That's pretty much it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and receive this in stamped, and I'm going to go ahead and place this on our website. The version is there. We haven't made any changes, but this is the final format, so that way everyone can see it. So if there are any questions, this will also be posted on the official town clerk's bulletin board in the foyer as you come in. As a friendly reminder, one of the items that we do in the town clerk's office is we collect and issue dog licenses. You know, a lot of people ask me, why is it important that I renew my dog license, or why am I even obtaining your dog license? You know, it's a law. It's a law that this town board and the state has passed, that the local municipalities that we are issuing dog licenses. One of the pluses of registering your dog is we're not only taking down your dog's name and the breed that he is and his good description of him. If you ever lose your dog and a neighbor finds him, or it could be across town, and we see the town of Amenia tag, or if he gets into Sharon, Connecticut, and they see a town of Amenia, they can identify that dog, and we can quickly get that dog to you. We are a small community, and I think that's one of the great advantages living in a small community. Most of us know our neighbors' dogs, but from time to time our dogs, I mean, they're animals and they do get out, and it's very emotional when someone in your home is lost and isn't returned. So I'm almost begging you to follow the law, to license your dog, because if you say to me that you're missing a King Charles Spaniel, I can search that breed of that dog and we can try to find the proper owner. So please, take the time out. It's $12.50 if your dog is spayed or neutered. It's $20.50 if it is not, to register your dog. It's the right thing to do. And as the new year comes, I'd like to welcome again Erica Howard into the office, and we're going to continue the process of our shared services and working on our projects, getting our items scanned into the program. In the next 3 months, we do have a focus of ensuring that all of our vouchers are up and current, the minutes are up and current, and now, as the year was ending with Robin, we expanded to the vital statistics, so I know Erica and Nancy will be busy. So, welcome tax season, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So we had agreed to do this joint shared services with all of our documents going online. Can I get an update on that, or is
Sure.
that, because when I looked, I don't see the kind of platform that I had.
So when you, I don't mean to, I'm not going to try to hold it this.
That's all right.
If you're looking here on the top bar,
Yeah.
if you click on shared services,
That will help. That will open up that whole
That's where it
diagram
is.
of where my documents are?
yeah.
Okay.
So what's happened is Dover and Beacon took that plunge.
Right.
They went to where you just click there. We haven't quite made that transition to only go to that area. And here within my if you go right on, and I'm sorry because the rest of the homepage isn't there, but if you were to go right underneath, it's going to say My Documents. If you select on My Documents, then it populates all of the various departments, building
Okay,
department,
I see that.
and when you go in there, and that's where you find all of our forms. But what we need is for the entire building
Right.
to be willing to take that plunge, to move that
So
over,
you're the only ones that have provided that
to do that over.
platform that's done in a consistent way from those towns.
Yes.
All doing it the same way, but you're the only department that's currently.
In on that. So we would need all of the departments to kind of make that plunge. And I think that, if my understanding is correct, in the coming year, we'll be looking at websites and maybe making this look a little different, and maybe that would be the appropriate time to make that move and take that away. When that happens, I mean, this is
So your
good.
department is willing to do the work of putting everything, scanning the documents and putting it into the appropriate files?
Well, my staff right now
Consistent.
is doing what we have to do to keep our office up and going. I'm going to need the other secretaries to be willing, if they're getting,
To do the data entry?
to work with us a little bit more closely. Right now, they all give me everything, and that's why I've been putting it in the same platform, because this is a platform that I'm most familiar with.
Right.
to sit there and to go into the shared, I think that the shared services, why we have all of it, it's made it, I'm going to call it is it OCRing, right? OCRing the documents. So right now, when you go into your bar up on the top and you just want to type in Dawn Kligner, right? It brings you out to the World Wide Web, and it brings you every article, whether it's in the newspaper, and here, the town of Amenia, the school, wherever you want to find me, you'll bring it. By going into that, when you click that button, that's exactly what's happening. You've entered into the World Wide Web of just the Amenia items. So all of our minutes, we went ahead and we scanned in all of our minutes that we've had to date, minutes. And then that's how you can go ahead and search, going back to 1800. Even the ones that were handwritten.
Minutes are all available to be searched.
To be searched.
Words.
But you have to go into that area. On the website, on our current
I was gonna
website,
say, because it's useless if you just go on your website. and
it
you
only
type
goes
in
back as far as I've been your
vouchers.
clerk.
You can't.
No. Okay, your vouchers, you can have access to your vouchers. You, as a town board member, can have access to your vouchers. The lay person that's watching in TV land cannot have access to the vouchers in the
So that
same
might not
way.
have been a good example.
But if you wanted minutes, resolutions,
Water laws, for instance.
laws,
Yeah.
all of that, yes.
So if I type in water laws in this side.
Up in the
under-
top search part,
Right.
you will find them.
Okay. And as well in that.
Over here. And if you want to be part of the Laserfish world, like Marge goes into the program.
Our bookkeeper.
And our bookkeeper, and she's able to see all of those type of items. But everyone would be specific to their access levels. Some areas are restricted.
What I might suggest, if you all have trouble following this.
You turn your mic on, please.
Sorry. If you all had trouble following that description, then I almost think that a PowerPoint demonstration of the searchability, where we should be putting our search questions, and where all of this ultimately is going to lead, that would be helpful to have it up on a screen so that we could follow you navigating through and showing us exactly where you're at with it. Because when I understood when we got involved in this and we put money towards this project as part of a shared services grant, we would be scanning large maps and putting them online so that all of our resource maps would be available to the average person. All of your overlay, all of that should be available.
So that's where,
And historical documents as well.
absolutely, and I think that my drive and my enthusiasm and my excitement was brought it back. Several of your staff members went down to Dover and took the Laserfish class. Now it requires the support of the board to then bring that out with your staff, because they're your staff. I can't make them do anything, and encourage them to jump on the bandwagon and to do what they do. Mike's here, I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but down in Dover, every application that they get in and anything that they scan it in, can you just tell her what, because I mean, you came back from Dover and you
Yeah.
spoke part of it and you sold me.
Actually, building department, at the end of this past year, we just purchased a scanner for in our office. So starting this year, I am going to have the secretaries start scanning stuff in so it can get in there. We just got to sit down with Dawn and get the proper setup where we got to put everything, and then we're going to start doing that. We can't really do plans or anything yet because you need a platter scanner. We had 2 of them in Dover.
You don't have them anymore?
Dover has them.
Dover has them,
Dover,
so we
yeah,
have to
yeah.
go down to
physically
Dover.
bring
Right.
them. Yeah, I understood that
And
Dover
they
was
are,
willing to
it is
to
a
do that
slow
for us.
process with the platter scanners running plans through. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's so
not
many
like a
lines
feeder.
for them to scan through. It takes, sometimes it takes 15, 20 minutes for one page. So, but, you know, it's very time consuming doing that with scanning.
They've moved, and Beekman has moved where they have on all of their desks, they have these black scanners, almost like when you go to the medical offices, where they
Right.
scan your license. Everyone's starting to have these scanners right on their desk where
Oh,
something
yeah.
new comes in, they just do it.
Right.
For us, when we bought the big scanner, you have to go upstairs to the records room.
In batches
and,
do
you know,
a
and do
whole-
them in batches. And
Right,
that's
okay.
why, like Robin was here, she was just here for 4 hours, 1 day a week, and she'd spend the whole day just doing the vouchers. And
Right.
then, you know, the next day entering them in, the next time she was here. So it really, it's going to take some labor
Right.
and cooperation of a full staff to be able to get this up and going. And that's why, when I brought Erica in, you know, she's going to be working Monday through Friday for 3 hours every day, and she'll be able to go up and really take that focus. I think she's going to be able to, she met with staff from Dover, came up today and did some training with her and Nancy. So we really want to try to get this back up and going the way it was.
Okay.
So we're trying to get there.
I do
Just
appreciate
really
you
need
bringing me up to
everybody-
speed.
Yeah,
'Cause I
no.
just wasn't positive.
Yep, so if you
To what
check there,
degree?
you can go
Yeah.
in and just type your name in, and then every time that Doyle's ever been in a document,
Right. You'll see it,
you'll see it.
but not if I do a regular search
If you
of
do
our
it up in the
website.
search, you will, but you will only come into the documents that are saved within this website. And like I said, the only documents that are, this whole putting everything in started for 2013 when I started as your clerk.
I see.
It never was done prior. So we're trying to get
Caught
as,
up,
as
yeah.
much, we're trying to go back as, and how far do I go back? I should be, you know, living my time forward, but we're trying to get as much history as possible. It's just, staffing has always been and you've seen a lot of change in the office.
Yep. Right.
So, but thank you for,
I look forward to
Thanks.
more
Yeah.
information on that.
yeah.
Okay, supervisors' goals for 2019. Finish signing deed, recording, and closing documents when ready for land transfer so we can begin planning construction of the Town of Amenia Highway Garage and Salt Shed. Oversee Trail to the Train project construction beginning in March 2019. Complete RFP with Dutchess County, Towns of Dover, Northeast to send to providers for a regional ambulance services group contract for 2020. Move forward with plan to apply for water infrastructure improvement grants to repair water main lines and replace or repair the water tank. Work with business owners to create a business owners association in order to revitalize downtown Amenia using the Hamlet Plan and other plans that have been developed for the town of Amenia, in addition to applying for grants to achieve goals. Town board comments?
Well, the only comment that I have is Happy New Year to everyone. I'm going to have a great year coming up. Seniors, our first senior trip will be in April. It'll be to the Hunter Down Hills Playhouse. It's a murder mystery luncheon event. That's going to be the first one. And then there'll be 3 or 4 more throughout the year. And I haven't scheduled them all as yet. But there's going to be a lot of exciting events coming up for us. There'll be our seniors picnics, and among other things, I'm hoping to get the Golden Age singers to return to us, and they're a wonderful group of about 20 people, and they play great music and everything, and we'll get that published out to everyone. It's open to everyone. The Golden Age singers are for everyone in the town of Amenia who wants to come and hear music. And it'll be in our auditorium. So I'm working on that to see if we can accomplish that this year.
Any other town board comments?
Also, Happy New Year to all. A couple of things that I'm looking forward to working on this year, working on a new website with Victoria and the rest of the board here, and Dawn Marie will need your help very much on that. One question I had, which I was wondering if the board could help facilitate, Megan, since you're here, is on the note of shared services. Do you feel like you're getting good cooperation from neighboring towns regarding their highway resources? And, you know, would there be a benefit to maybe us trying to organize a structured quarterly meeting, maybe between the highway departments, to just review what opportunities there are for shared equipment use or coordination on? Just wondering if that's something we could assist with. Or are you guys good?
Did you want to come up to the I think you already do that quite a bit on your own.
Yeah, as far as our paper, when we communicate through the emails, we set up schedules through the year, who's going to get the paper at what time. And then it plays with the weather, but we pretty much communicate together and go from there.
All right, I mean, I was wondering if there was a benefit to closer coordination with some of the neighboring towns to help inform maybe our capital planning for equipment, who needs to buy what, who needs to be saving for what. So if you think that there's maybe a benefit for that, we could help coordinate those meetings. But just let us know.
Okay.
And I think that was all that was on my list.
I'd like to request that I be invited to be part of the review of the different departments of RBT's annual audit, which is part of our governing board's fiscal responsibility, so that I can at least be present while they're doing their audit, so I can help understand
You can call them
and ask to be included.
right.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. It's
Denise
something that
Williamson
I'm...
is the one who usually comes.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We also had a town board-wide email requesting us some more information about why we needed to increase the budget this year. And I had a chance to chat informally with our assessor about some of the specific questions that have been asked of the town board. And basically, there are 2,000 parcels town-wide, and some of the residents had noticed that there were sales of property that weren't reflecting this full market value. The sale of the property they assumed was the market value, and why that wasn't reflected, and that should have offset our taxes more dramatically this year. The reality is that New York state law says that you cannot automatically change valuation based solely on the sale of that property. That's simply a law, and you can look it up and get familiar with that if you're wondering that. What there is going to be is a systematic, and is ongoing, a systematic review of all of the 2,000 parcels in our town. And that should be in place. Those numbers should be in place by May 2019. This would affect our budget more dramatically in our 2020 budget, not the 2019 budget. So time is going on. You cannot change the assessed value, as I understand from our assessor, until you have a C of O. So even though you see houses built, houses sold, land transferred at a giant rate, that's not going to go into effect until a full systematic review is done, and that is in the works, and everything is on track and on time, and we should be in great financial shape in the year 2020. Our numbers should be looking more positive. If you have any questions, our assessor and Donna Morrison are very capable, and they are very helpful for answering any questions you might have about your own parcel and its valuation. I think that's all I have for this year. I hope that that we can look more forward to more transparency, more of our documents being up online and being more searchable, more accessible, so that our web feels very frustrating at times. I don't know about anybody else, but our website is not as user-friendly as I'd like. I'd like to see
Well, that's why
announcements.
There's money in the budget to
Right.
replace it. And
So
do
that's
a
why
shared
I'm
service.
saying we're looking forward to seeing a more improved website presence so that you can find what you want.
And Damien, aren't you going to be working on that?
Not alone, but I will help.
It's all you, Damien.
I did forget one thing. Welcome, Ian. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself, tell them where you live, what you do?
My name's Ian Lindars. I'm an attorney with Stanger, Roberts, Davis & Diamond. Dutchess County born and raised. I'm looking very forward to working with the board in the future, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
I would also just mention that we were provided these guidelines for the Town of Amenia committees. Are we going to go over that? Or there was just a couple of things as we were reading through the committee members of each committee that you do need to, attend meetings. And if you miss more than 3 consecutive meetings, the town board has the right to replace that member with an appointment of a new member. It's not that, we're desperate to remove everybody, but it's something that you should be aware of if you're serving on a committee. That's it.
Is there any other town board comment? No? Jim?
No, nothing.
Jim?
I guess the only thing I'd ask you is if the number 5 on your goals for 2019, if that includes possibly getting some sewers in the hamlet of Amenia.
Yes.
Okay. I know that's important to a lot of people.
Since we're adding things to number 5, there's a second business district in the town of Amenia. Just to remind everybody, like to see some attention given to the Wassaic Business District as well. I'm sure that was part of that.
Public comment?
Sure.
Did you want to speak?
Yes.
We have time.
It's that time, folks. The sewer committee, we had it so active for over 20 years, and we got this close to implementing it, buying a piece of property, and that was back in 2007, a ways back. And I think we need a sewer more than ever. The buildings in town really need some updating. We need density in town. We need more eyes on the street. We need more ability for people to add to their homes. Some of these, for example, my office is right across the street. I can't have more than 2 powder rooms in my building. I'm a half-acre property. I would love to put up another building on my property. I would love to have some rental income. I would love to have this intensity that you see in Rhinebeck and Tivoli and Red Hook, and these people are all getting grants, and it's not the old criteria that we had 20 years ago where we had to have 51% residents. Now it's the whole scene has changed. So I think you really need to form a formal sewer committee and just start the process. And I mean, some of these sewers have been developed in 3 to 5 years. And that's not a long time. And we did it for 20 years. And we had a lot of opposition because nobody really understood the whole process. And it has to be affordable. So I would hope that that would be an initiative to actually implement a sewer committee.
Well, we can advertise for wastewater committee, which was in effect at one time.
Yeah.
And the meetings just kind of petered out and people stopped coming. I don't see any reason why we can't advertise for people to serve on a wastewater committee so we can start over.
I would
And
love
and actually, meet with Dutchess County wastewater and, move forward and get some ideas and fresh ideas and see where we need to go.
Yeah, you have Silo Ridge, now they just bought this building next door, the church, and they're doing a wonderful job. And people will upgrade their buildings if they can afford to do it, and they can afford to do it by creating apartments where people can actually have a washer and dryer in their apartment. I can't do that. You can't do that in town. Everything is saturated, so.
We do have the parcel of land, right? The county was, how did that work with the Konecki property, the 8 acres? That was always the stumbling block, is that we didn't have a location.
Silo Ridge owns that.
They do, but
Yes.
they expressed interest and willingness at one point.
And I don't know.
provide that.
I don't know where that went,
Okay.
but I
They
know that-
still own it, and they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
They're just kind of waiting on us to see
Okay.
what we're going to do.
Well, we only needed 6 to 8 acres to do a constructed wetland system, and that's not a lot of property. It just has to be the right property with the proper drainage and the engineering, have a consulting engineer, and, just start the review and let's get it done. It'd be nice to see it in my lifetime.
So we got done with a map plan and report. The county did that for us.
Yeah.
They completed it for us, so we need to redo that, redraw the lines so that it was more palatable,
And
right?
that relies on
That's all.
public meetings, because I don't think enough of the public was informed as to how it was going to operate and the cost. It has to be affordable. And, if you have new businesses in town that can afford to help develop it in some way, or, for example, in Hyde Park, that huge development across from Marist, they gave over $2 million to the Hyde Park facility. And it's just a matter of being, proud of your town and what it is and what it will become.
So we can advertise
Okay, that would be
for
great.
wastewater committee members, and what I could also do is contact Dutchess County Wastewater and have them come out, and we'll have a open meeting where people can come and,
It's a start, yeah. I think you need to be-
just to get it started. If you'd like to do that, I could
that would be
arrange it.
wonderful.
Can I also ask, the plan that was almost realized back in, what was it, 2007?
7, yes.
How far along in the design process did that get? Are there documents that can be shared with the rest of the board members? I've
Actually,
heard,
yeah, it was a 6-acre parcel, constructed wetlands that was, I'm not sure if it was Morris Associates. I'd have to look back in my
I think the
records.
feasibility was done by the SCAL from the engineering company, and escapes me, they're applied for the planning.
Yeah.
Planning board consultant.
I would love to
Aaron something, Aaron.
She's with Ty and Bond now, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Erin Moore.
But she was with another
Yeah.
group.
So a lot of studies were done on that property. That property that we looked at it's 67 acres.
right.
It could have been used for highway development, it could have been used for parking for the rail trail, because that's always gets jammed up now, even on weekends when you're biking, you can park free. But, it's pretty busy there with the train station. So it had a lot of possibilities, and it was about 800,000 back then for 67 acres. And it was a good piece of property, and even Wassaic could have tied into it in some way.
Right, and I think that was where I was going, is that
Yeah.
that parcel was equidistant between the hamlets of
Right.
Amenia and Wassaic, and could have also, because Wassaic has a very, very similar problem.
Right.
Where you have extremely small parcels. You can't get a mortgage on a lot of those houses because a bank won't give you a
Exactly.
mortgage
You
if
can't
your
get a-
septic is, within 50 feet from your wellhead, and
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people in Wassaic, that is the case. And so putting in some wastewater system there would do a lot to benefit.
Yeah, and that's the
property
thing, I
owners.
think Wassaic should have been brought in the very beginning. The focus was on the town of Amenia, and we did do an open meeting down in Wassaic, but was late in the process, and there was opposition to it then, but I don't think they understood the benefit of having it there. So it'd be great if it could just be all opened up again, and let's do it.
Would you like to volunteer to
I'd
serve on
have
that
spent
committee?
enough time on it.
Yeah, been there, done that, huh,
I do a
Darlene?
lot of volunteer work elsewhere in the town, so I just can't afford the time.
No, I'm
I
sure
really
there's, we can advertise for committee
Yeah.
members.
can't. Okay,
And
great.
then, since Darlene, you just have so much experience with it, you could work as a consultant basis to the committee if you'd like.
Well, I wouldn't mind just bringing people up to date as to how we got to where we are and
I
why it
mean,
didn't go
people
forward.
can attend the committee meetings.
Yeah,
They're open to the public.
yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any other comment, town board or otherwise?
No other comments?
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Is there
I will make that motion.
I will second it, Michelle. 7:07.